Now, here is the thing. There is this gun show loophole. You know that, Stu, right? Huge loophole.
Almost all guns are bought through the gun show loophole.
Yeah.
Unless they're ghost guns.
Yeah.
Those are the only two types of guns.
Yeah. But the kids in the mystery van have already unmasked the ghost gun.
It's true.
Okay,
That's
so
true. Yeah.
And they would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those pesky kids. So the gun show loophole. Do you know what it is?
Yes, the gun show loophole.
Yes, go.
Is when you go to a gun show.
Go Speed Racer.
And there is someone there selling, a private seller.
Speed Racer.
Who is selling their guns. And because they're a private seller, not a business, they don't have to go through all of the background checks.
Go Speed Racer, go. You got it. Okay.
Very small percentage of guns sold this way.
Very small.
Yes.
Very small. And basically what he said is absolutely right. It's a private seller. So if I have a gun to sell, and I'm not a gun store, I don't have my license, my FFL, I can sell my gun. But it's a private transaction between two people. Okay? Well, you now have to prove that you're not in business looking for profit on your gun. Now, hang on just a second. I'm a capitalist, okay, and I'm looking for profit. I don't know about anybody else, but I think pretty much everybody, when you go to work, how dare you look for profit when you're at work? I mean, that's why we go.
Yes.
Okay. If I have a gun and it's worth more than I paid for, and I can find somebody that wants to pay for that gun, okay. I mean, honestly, somebody just called us and said, "You want to sell your house?" And I'm like, "No.
We live in our house."
Yeah, we live in our house. And they were like, but you were selling it." And I'm like, "Yeah, we were. And then it didn't sell, so we remodeled, and now we love our house. So, no, we don't want to sell." Well, what would it take? I came up with an enormous, crazy, outrageous number. Okay?
Right, because you would, in theory, move out if they hit this.
You want to give me a crazy amount of money. I'm like, I'm out of there tonight, man.
Right.
So, I mean, that's what
You're
do.
looking for profit.
Right.
Are you looking to profit off your home?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I am. So and I'm not actually looking for it. If you have a gun and somebody said, "Man, I just love that. Would you ever sell it?" Well, I mean, for the right price. How dare you? What do you mean the right price?
You're a businessman now.
Yes,
you're a gun
businessman
seller now. Yeah.
Okay. So all of this is happening because the 2022 new law that was passed. Yeah. It was passed, and it is, what is it called? It's like the really super good and safe law. I don't have it in front of me here. But it was a new law passed by Congress to keep us all safe. Keep it all. The common sense safety laws, and basically what it said is the exact same thing it says in every piece of legislation now. The secretary of the ATF, the head of the ATF, can decide on the rules. We just want you to keep us safe. And so the ATF has said, "Oh, okay, well, we're going to keep you safe by closing that gun show loophole, by making sure anyone who ever sells a gun has to prove to us that they're not profiting off of it."
Which is an insane standard. I mean, how would anyone even prove that?
Insane.
I mean, yeah, you could say I bought it for this, and they do this with tickets sometimes, right? Where you buy tickets and they say you can't sell them for above face value. Is that the standard they're going to use for this? I mean, because obviously, like a gun might depreciate after you buy it, right? So do you have to figure out what the
Well, that sounds like you'd be a business. I mean, honestly,
that's much more business-like.
I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I looked on the internet. It's probably you could get one for about this price. I'll sell it to you for a little bit less or a little bit more. That's what the average person would do. But if I have to go, well, now, wait a minute, let's really look into it. Doesn't that make me more of a business?
Seems like it.
Seems like it. Okay. So this is I love this. This is from the ATF director. An increasing number of individuals engaged in the business of selling firearms for profit have chosen not to register as a federal firearms licensee as required by law. Instead, they've sought to make money through the off-book illicit sales of firearms.
They're illicit?
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah.
So why wouldn't you just go after the people doing the illicit things? If it's already
That's not
illegal.
what illicit means. Mm-hmm. Illicit means something else, okay? It doesn't mean that it's illegal.
I guess it doesn't have to be illegal. Well, I guess it does. Forbidden by law.
Look it up.
Forbidden by law, rules, or custom.
Okay,
so maybe they could go with a custom.
See, and that's what businesses do. They do custom things, right?
That's a different usage of that word.
Okay, Webster. Thank you for stopping by. So they make money. So notice they are clearly going after and saying these people are trying to make money on the off-book illicit sale of firearms. These activities undermine the law, endanger public safety, create significant burdens on law enforcement, and are unfair to the many licensed. I didn't read that before. And make it unfair to the many licensed dealer who make a considerable effort to follow the law. So now they're doing this. People. Yeah, because the FFL is so they're really working hard to keep us safe.
They've been vilifying these people who are selling guns for decades, and now they're the good guys for this particular moment.
A crap heap. ATF has issued rules that would apply more security checks on gun owners and sellers who use unregulated stabilizing braces to effectively transform pistols into more deadly rifles. So here's what they have to do now. To be able to enforce this, they have to have a gun registry. And the ATF has started a federal gun registry. Can't do that. Congress has been against that since 1791. It's constantly in the news. They don't care. This is why you have Congress, you have the presidency, and the Supreme Court. All of our problems stem around two things. One, Congress has stopped doing their job. And I'll tell you why they did it. Because they just want to be reelected. That's it. They don't want to do anything unpopular. They just want to be the ones that you call up and say, hey, good job, or you got to stop these guys, so they can be the police. Except they're not really the police. Have you seen Congress actually go after the bad guys in the government? I haven't. Have you actually seen them stop really bad things? Because I haven't. What they did was say, you know what? We're going to pass that good and plenty law, that everybody should be good and have plenty of everything. And we're going to transfer that good and plenty law for interpretation by the secretary of that division of the United States government. So the cabinet secretary, who, the good and plenty law now enables, he's like, good, okay, I'll tell you how we're going to make everybody good. We're going to shoot you in the head if you're bad. I mean, this is obviously an exaggeration, but that's what the secretary can do. The secretary makes the law and the enforcement and everything else. That is the job of Congress. Congress, the reason why we're having these problems is because they didn't want to be held responsible for anything. They gave up their power. And they gave it to the administrative state, which now means the presidency, the administrative state, is actually the state. Congress is just like something you would put in your curio cabinet. It was something, honestly, I should have all of the members of Congress and the Senate, and I should lock them in the American Journey Experience vault. It's a cute little curio from a time gone by that is no longer of any use. Let's just put it on the shelf. That's really what it is. And the reason why you feel so powerless is because of that. When I say the ATF director, you know his name? When I say, the Secretary of Defense, do you know his name? Maybe, most don't. He's doing something wrong. We got to get him out of there. What power do you have? What power do you have? You have the power of Congress going to Congress and say, you got to remove this guy. Oh, that's happening all the time. Look at how corrupt and how out of control our government is. They won't cut anyone's salary. They won't fire anybody. They won't hold anybody responsible for anything. That's why you feel so powerless. That's why your entire life feels like you're standing in line, get ready to get your driver's license. And when you get, and you've been there for 3 hours, and you get to the front of the line, and they're like, this window's closed. And you're like, wait, but hold it. You have nobody to go to because their word is the law. This is what's happening. This is unconstitutional in a myriad of ways. This is why we need the REINS Act. And I know this is like, oh, God, he's talking about the REINS Act. Wake me up when he stops. The REINS Act gives the power back to Congress. Why do you want Congress to have that power if they're so bad? Because they are so bad, they never get anything done, which allows the states and you to regulate your life. It allows you in your city to regulate instead of the government saying, yeah, we're going to put everybody's name on a registry. By the way, this is so inflammatory. They know what this causes. This causes all kinds of agitation. This causes all kinds of distrust, and they're never going to come for guns. Do you believe they'll come for guns? They'll actually go door to door?
God, I hope not. Because that's right. I don't want to live in a world.
That's what happens.
The worst things possible happen.
Okay, yes. Good. Thank you. Mm-hmm. He's being very, very careful, which I never am. That's why he'll be testifying against me at some point.
Oh, I can't wait.
I know. But you're right. Americans, there's 350, almost 400 million guns now.
I think it is 400 million.
Yeah, 400 million guns. We're not Sweden. We're not Australia. That ain't going to work. Americans do know their First Amendment rights, and you're just never going, unless you want a civil war. So if they want to come and get the guns, they are declaring war on the American people.
That's scary. But I mean, this is something they say. They always say, oh, we love the Second Amendment. What are you talking about? And then they do this stuff all the time.